Hello, and welcome to The Relevance of Now with William Linville. My name is Michael Connell, and I'll be here with William. Hey, William, how are things going for you?
It's going really, really well. A lot of fun, a lot of unfoldments, and just jamming along. What about you, my good friend?
Very similar, just finding more and more opening and more freedom in the body, in the consciousness, less being controlled by beliefs, judgment, overwhelm, trauma. It's beautiful to be experiencing more of this.
Yes. And watching the fluidity and the ease and grace flow right through you and around you in your outside world.
It's really wonderful. And for this podcast, I was reflecting upon how the importance of knowing your nervous system is overwhelmed because I was reflecting back through my life and noticing that such a large portion of my life, I had no idea my nervous system was overwhelmed. And I was wondering what you find for your clients. What experiences generally are they having, and are they really aware that their nervous system is overwhelmed?
Well, they're not usually really aware, but the first way you can tell is the mind is running and running and trying to grasp onto anything and everything. And then also, more subtly, you can tell because from the solar plexus in the creator chakra level vortex, the solar plexus being in your diaphragm and the creator chakra level vortex right between your pelvic girdle and the navel, what happens is it starts to pull in and it starts to flutter. And you start to feel those areas start to constrict. And it can be subtle, it can be more tighter at times, and they start to waver, and you start to feel them fluttering and fluttering, and that's where your system's going into overwhelm, and it starts to become feeling very, very unsafe. And then you start to watch your mood vacillate and fluctuate, where you start to become more irritable, more easily flustered, frustrated, irritable, angered. Your mood starts to shift and flutter more and more constantly, going from one mood to another mood to another mood to another mood. It feels like you're kind of losing your grip a little bit because you're dancing from one emotion to another emotion to another emotion to another emotion and really, really losing ground and not really able to restabilize yourself.
Yeah. Now, upon reflection, I really see how I accepted the way I was. I normalized my behavior, saying that's how I was. I minimized, I compared myself to others, which, I said, oh, I wish I could be like that, but I have no idea how. Um, there was just so many thoughts, beliefs, uh, stuckness that held me into place.
Yes, and a lot of assumptions that this is just the way that it is. It's just
Right.
what it's going to be. It's who I am, and on and on and on.
And if you would have told me that I experienced trauma, I would have said, I didn't experience trauma. I went to school, I went to college, I had a family that raised me, took care of me, fed me. Um, when I was struggling in school, gave me tutoring. I would have thought that nothing that I experienced is trauma. And trauma's become a word or topic that's being used more often because the real definition of trauma is anything that causes stress that you haven't resolved.
Exactly.
And I think it's important for people to just have that definition when they think about themselves, that how much was perceived and not resolved, how much one thought of being less than that wasn't resolved. And then that one thought builds up to the point where you just assume that this is the way you are.
Yeah, and you make the assumption, you accept it as reality. Because I'd also add trauma would be something that has left you feeling unsafe, and where you left that as a reality and considered that to be your reality about yourself.
Yeah,
It could be
just
being talked down to, it could be fear of authority figures, it could be a lot of things.
makes me reflect upon your teaching that we are creator consciousness.
Yes, incarnate in the body.
Because if we declare that we're just like this is just, I just get angry. I just and shy. I'm shy. I feel guilty. If we just declare this as so, as creator, it's so.
Exactly. And you're commanding it to be your a reality about yourself.
And then can you talk about in our bodies and our cells when we declare these certain misperceptions that aren't accurate, um, when we declare them as so, because it's not accurate to say that I'm a so-so, so and so, because I've experienced that many of the things I've said I was, as soon as I get a chance to look at them, it was just all BS.
Exactly.
What happens in the body and the brain, like our cells? How do these thoughts impact the body?
Well, the thoughts aren't really the big deal. The belief is what anchors it in.
Okay.
So, like normally, you're whizzing and whizzing, your vibratory levels are whizzing until you decide, I am a male and all males do this. And then it's like an anvil falling down into place, thud. And then your vibratory levels slow down to where now it's whoa, whoa, whoa. And now it's vibrating around that new reality that you've created for yourself. And now it starts to create sluggishness within your body, which now starts to create odd manifestations in your body and in your outside world. And you start to say, okay, now that all males are X, Y, and Z, now I have now started to create all these unfoldments in my outside world and my body to start working a certain way. And then you start going into, okay, now that all males are this, I have to be XYZ or ABC. So now here comes another thud because now you started creating a whole nother system of unfoldments to start coming into your outside world. So now we have a double whammy in your body because now the cells are operating more and more like tunnel vision to where now we have two whammies that are going in a certain direction. And then you start deciding, okay, now I look like this. I'm pretty or I'm not pretty. I'm attractive, not attractive, or I've got to be a certain way. And then thud, here comes another whammy, another anvil coming down into place, locking this into be a specific reality for yourself. But then you start going into, okay, I'm supposed to be ABC XYZ, and now I am this or I'm not this, although I'm supposed to be it. So now we're starting to welcome in a whole nother flooding of manifestations. And more often than not, they're the opposite of what you're perceiving about yourself. So now we start creating by default. And now, okay, I'm worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm lovable, not lovable, due to the original projections and perceptions you've created for yourself. So now we've created a real doozy because now we have all this other stuff that's happening like kind of like bipolar or dyslexic making. So now we're creating by default. And now we have all these other manifestations coming in to try to wake you up from those beliefs to where you can let go of those beliefs and start coming back into being a clear and perfect conduit of divine love and truth. and waking up to where you can release those anvils to where now you start becoming that clear and perfect conduit of divine love and truth to where you're rising into a clear slate again. So in your body, with all those anvils, those belief systems, pretty or not pretty belief systems, you're removing the blockages so the cells can start speeding up and speeding up and speeding up. The cells, the atoms, the subatoms, the genetics, the molecular structures to start working for you again and reversing all the damage, all the cellular damage, all of the youth vitality chromosomes start coming into alignment again to where your whole body can start going into a restoration to start to serve you again.
And on a cellular level, are you saying that, let's say when I released the belief that it was scary to be seen. So I'm somewhat familiar with cellular memories and the cells replicate like every 48 hours, every cell in your eyes are new, and every 6 weeks, every cell in your liver is new. And
Yeah.
so, what happens when I fully can release a belief in the cell?
What happens is they start to regenerate and they start to remultiply and they start to rebuild in your natural state, in its natural state,
So,
where
that
you,
memory, in some technical, scientific, biological way, was preventing some cells from functioning optimally.
yes, because those beliefs have density. And
Mm.
then the emotion beyond the belief, the emotion that was taken in to have you make that belief, were stored into those cells to where it's created like a cloud around them.
And so, when we talk about overwhelm in the relevance of now, in a place of stillness, um, what exercise or tool could people do to be aware that they're experiencing overwhelm?
Well, what I do is I have people take a nice, slow, deep breath in through their nose, hold, and then slowly exhaling through their mouth like they're trying to blow out a tea light candle. And doing that about 5 times. And then bringing their consciousness through their solar plexus and then down through their crater chakra level vortex. And starting to repeat to themselves, body, you're safe and I am safe and all is well. Mind, you're safe and I am safe and all is well. Then body, you're safe and I am safe and all is well. Mind, you're safe and I am safe and all is well. And then body, you're fine and I am fine and all is well. Then mind, you're fine and I am fine and all is well. And starting to really open up through those areas, letting those areas start to come into an alignment where you're feeling safe and fine, where you start to feel that tightness, that squeezing starting to release. And if you want to even put your hands there to where you can really connect with those areas. Once again, repeating, you're fine, I'm fine, all is well. You're safe, I'm safe, and all is well.
I know that, Will, that I've had experiences where it feels that I can't, there's something in my body that I'm feeling st has is really strong, even that it seems like I can't shake it. And what do I do then?
You bind it out.
Okay. How do I
You,
do that?
you go into it to, let's say it's in your solar plexus. And you repeat after me. I bind this blockage. I bind this hold. I bind all of it up, out, and away from all 4 levels, all dimensions, every cell of my body, all memory of it now. I bind it up, out, and away from all four levels, all dimensions, every cell of my body, on memory of it now, and I bind it all to the sun to be repolarized for the good of all humanity, never to return. And I command to be replaced with my creator consciousness now, for my highest and best good, and for the highest and best good of all concerned. And so it is spoken, and so it is done, and so it is. And now taking another deep breath and welcoming in your light bodies and your light beingness to fill that area. And how's that feel now, buddy?
Yeah, both my heart and solar plexus areas are so much more vibrant and open.
Wonderful, buddy. Wonderful.
Uh, when I'm in the relevance of now, I might be in a stillness state, a little breath work that I do, uh, guided meditations that I do, uh, and memories come up. I've been noticing they're easier and easier to dissolve.
Yes.
And can you share more about what's going on in the universe that allows that?
Yeah, the universe is speeding up and speeding up. And same with your vibratory levels, to where now it's not so much in a state where you got to relive each and every scenario. They're happening kind of like in a blink of an eye, where you're welcoming back your energy, you're welcoming back your power, and the veils are so thin that it's becoming easier and easier to welcome back your energy and to welcome back your power. So it's so much more ease and so much more grace to where the magnetics are lightening up to where it's making it so much easier to welcome back your soul fragmentations, your energy, your power, without going down each and every legway to have to relive it.
Yeah. If a memory comes up, if I feel something, I've just been finding that I can see the misperception of it,
Uh-huh.
the belief that I
Um,
associated with it. And I know that in all parts of me that that's not true. And I just bind it out. And where I used to go through every memory,
uh-huh.
yeah, I mean, doing this over 20 plus years, um, uh, slog it out with the memory. Really, there are memories that are bigger
Uh-huh.
that maybe more traumatic that they do need to be felt a little bit deeper.
Yes.
But they're also just memories of an event that happened that was just kind of like a reinforcement of a belief.
Yes.
And it just can be, dissolved and perceived in a different way. And
Exactly. And a lot quicker and easier.
it's important for us all to know that it doesn't have to be hard.
No.
This is just declaring as creator what's so that uh, if you have a limiting belief, if you have a memory that caused a limiting belief, that you can just look at that belief and as what it was and know that that's no longer necessary
Exactly.
or that's not happening right now. I
Yeah.
know with trauma, when people have experienced trauma and it really overwhelms the nervous system, and these might be big traumas, what
Yeah.
I would consider big. One of the things you've suggested is they put that memory outside of them and they see that it's not occurring right now.
Exactly. They're able to let it die off.
Right. Because if it's not happening now, then why am I reliving it?
Exactly. And it's very dimensional.
Hmm. And as we wrap up here, William, there's something to wrap up about overwhelm, noticing overwhelm in the nervous system.
Yeah, because as you're able to step back, take a breath, tune into your body, and feel it, you're going to find a lot more fluidity, a lot more ease and grace within your whole system. And also, it's going to shift over as you're noticing, you're able to take care of it. You're also going to notice a lot of differences in your physical manifestational world. A lot more ease, a lot more flow, a lot more grace.
Hmm. Thank you, William, and thank you all for joining us. This is The Relevance of Now with William Linville. Please click subscribe. Join us next time. Namaste.
Namaste.